Yes guys, I'm back with another one. Today I'm going to be looking at BTC, how overextended we are. It's the market's crazy that people are actually buying BTC at these high prices, but hopefully that's retail coming back in. We can unload our bags onto the retail because they're retarded, and then we can cash out our profits while they're holding the bags at the highs. I'm going to go through USDT dominance, I'm going to have a little look at BTC dominance, have a little look at the total market caps, and have a little look at a few altcoins. So yeah, let's get straight into it guys. Right, so I'm on BTC on the 4 hour at the minute. I've marked these on the daily. Last week, the value area high and the VPOC and things like that was around, not this week that's just gone, but this week here. Let's see if I can get that volume profile up for you. We'll go into the hour. Let's go into the hourly. So this is last week's from Monday, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark out the previous week. So the Monday, where I went, starting at 1 o'clock to 12 o'clock, and we'll go to the VPOC 13 that I've got marked out. So this was not the week just gone, the week before that. That was the value area high. And what I said to everybody is, be cautious of the value area high, because if we start holding above that value area high and fire through like we did here, there's a high likely chance that we are going to push off to new all-time highs. We're in a very similar situation here in this zone. So we can go back even further and have another little look at the, not last week, not the week before that, and having a little look at that one from 1 o'clock, 12 o'clock. And as you can see, what I pointed out 3 weeks ago is when we fall back inside here, which we did on the Monday, it's very likely that we're going to test the bottom of that range, which is here where all the high volume node is. If we lose that, then yeah, it's a possible retest of these zones here. We never lost it, but we tagged it perfectly. Same again, we fell back inside, we came down, we tested the VPOC, we went up, we tested the value area high, we came back down, we tested the VPOC, and then we got above the value area high. So where we are right now in Bitcoin, I'm on the lower time frame for a reason, just so I can point these out for you. We're above last week's value area high again. So it wouldn't surprise me if we play around here for a little bit, lose that VPOC, this is the current week's VPOC, but it's only just starting, come down, retest, and then fire again. If we lose, test, and we lose that and bounce off here, and we lose that, then yes, a retest of this zone is on the cards. We've not lost that yet. Also, you've got your moving averages here, you've got your 200 and your 20 that are still pointing upwards. Okay, so if we're going to the 4 hour, I like to use the 4 hour. If you look at the moving averages and you match them up with these here, if you look at that moving average and that value area low there, it tagged and took off. You know, when these moving averages start to space away like they are doing at the minute, I don't really want to take a short at the minute, just for the simple fact that we're above these values. So when we're above the value area highs and the VPOCs and things like that, the buyers and sellers are agreeing on a price. They're agreeing that, yeah, this is the price where we want to buy it. This is the price where the sellers want to sell it. And that's what causes moves to keep going up. It's not, you know, don't get me wrong, yeah, the liquidity heat map and all that showing you, yeah, it's a good thing to have, you know, if you haven't got like Atos and things like that. But as of now, we're still bullish. And I've said that for the past month. We are still bullish. Until proven otherwise, we are still bullish. So let's go on to the daily. We might as well while we're at it. This move here is very similar to the move that we had here. Very, very similar. You know, and that candle closes like that. Have a look at this candle here. And it's moved again. So the move from here to here was started there on that candle. You know, that was a 42% move. 43 give or take. So if we haven't a little look now of the move that's occurred, I don't know what happened to TradingView then, but yeah, lovely. Let's have a little look at this move that's occurred now. So from that big candle that comes up, that's around a 17% move. So if we're measuring it from that move to that move, and we measure 40% from that move, you know, it's taking it up to around 150. So at the minute, I wouldn't short Bitcoin. I wouldn't short it, because probably today Michael Saylor's going to pop up and he's going to buy more Bitcoin. You know, retail have not really come back into it yet. We want retail to come back into it up here so we can dump our bags. So you're probably looking at 40% move, you know, about 155, 156. I'm not saying there ain't going to be any pullbacks, because there will be pullbacks along the way. But as of now, don't short. It's pointless shorting at the minute. And I can also show you that in Atos. So let's have a little look at Atos. At around 123.7, this zone here, there is, excuse me, a big sell. I think it's about 322 BTC. We keep going up. Got some more here at 129, 130, 135. The 150 mark. Let me just close that 1 minute. If I have a look at the 150 mark, there's only 21 BTC there. I thought there might have been a little bit more. And there's not a lot there either. So people are looking at higher prices. Excuse me. People are looking at really higher prices on BTC. That's what they're doing. They want the higher prices and they're going to sell at the higher prices. You know, people buying up in these areas, not really something that I want to do. I'm not buying to be the guy that sat there holding a bag. I'm not doing it. As I pointed out, I think it was last week at some point, I said in the group, at around 110,400 here, there was a massive buy order round here. Most of it's been filled out. And from that massive buy order at 110,400, you caught a 10%, 11% move round that mark, which is a pretty good move in a week. So, like I say, until we lose this, we are still bullish. We're closing above the value area high again. So be very, very cautious with what you're doing in this market. We're still closing above it. I would love a retest, because these sort of moves are unsustainable, and they are gonna, at some point, people are gonna start buying the top like they do, and it's gonna crash. They'll probably have the stop losses down here, so we're gonna come down wicking and then move again. It does it all the time. You know, like here, people are buying here, into there, stop loss below there. It comes down, takes them all out, and then fires off. Same here, people are buying in here, comes down, all the stops are here, takes them out, moves off. So that's my take on BTC at the minute. That is my take. We're going to have a little look at USDT dominance. USDT dominance just keeps shit in the bed. Got the 4 hour. It's at around about a 20% drop in USDT dominance. And we're coming back towards this chop zone here, which is a significant area where people were taking profits before, and it wouldn't surprise me if people take profits again. So be cautious with this move. Be very, very cautious. Dominance on the 4 hour is starting to push back up. Around here, it wouldn't surprise me if dominance potentially tests around 65.3 area before then declining again. As of now, it could go anywhere. That moving average has started to move across now, but we've seen that before, but that was a weird move. So, you know, it could come back up, test around this zone here, and then start to break down again. Keep your eye on that. Others keeps pushing up, no significant pullback, and this is where people are getting FOMO now. This is where people are starting to FOMO in, and like, yeah, it's going to keep going, it's going to keep going, it's going to keep going, and then it'll absolutely shit the bed, and then they'll all be holding a bag of dicks again, and they'll be like, oh, why did I do that? Why did I do that? I'll just watch at the minute. It's, you know, where we are at the minute, it's unsustainable, and it's a weird position that we're in at the minute. ETH, I'm only going to go through the big 4 or the big 5 or whatever it is. ETH, previous week's value area high, closing above here is going to be bullish again, and potential move up towards, where are we, into these zones up here, 3.5, 4k area. You know, if you have a little look, till we start to lose these areas, can't really say that, you know, if we lose this area and we start to retest this zone here and we hold, or we dip, we get bought back up, we hold, then yeah, we start to lose these areas. Big flush through, retest, flush through again, back into here, and then that sort of move, somewhat along them lines with ETH. Everybody's risk on at the minute. I absolutely nailed that Sol move. That's what I pointed out with Sol. Completely nailed it at this zone here, and you got around a 15% move. Absolute fire move. What else have we got? XRP, another one that just keeps pushing higher and higher and higher. Let me just get this volume profile sorted out properly for you. Where does that go from? Wednesday, Sunday, Monday 12. Epoch 13, there's your value very high. There's your point of control, last week's, and there's value area low. At the minute, we're rejecting that point of value area high at the minute, so potential retest, possibly down into the POC. If we lose that POC significantly, then yeah, that move could occur. If not, and we start to close above here with some bullish candles, then a move up is not off the cards. It's really not. So you've also got your moving averages that are swinging up. And on the 4 hour, well, I like to use them on the 4 hour really, bigger time frame. You've got your 20 pointing up, you've got your 200 pointing up. You could see these sort of moves. Like I keep saying, what's weird is the volume itself. If you have a look at this move here, that move, let's mark it out. So from top to bottom, that move there, we're nearly like 650%. And if you have a little look at the volume's whack high, really high. But if you have a look at this move here, from there to there, and that's a 55% move, look at the volume. It's rather weird how it's moving like that without the significant volume increase. Having a look at the volume there to there, it just keeps going down. So it's caution now in this market. Be cautious. Don't buy the top. Don't be the guy that's bought the top. Okay? Sui, we're going to have a little look at Sui while we're at it. Absolutely flying. I wanted a retest of this zone to come into there. Sui's already eaten that zone. So right now, I'm going to try find another zone on Sui for everybody. But as of now, with Sui, I can't really say what, possible retest of, let me get this value area. Because I think we are trading above the value area high right now. Yeah, we are. A possible retest of this zone here in Sui. My computer's having a little bit of a lag fit. So in Sui, let's have a look. That sort of move in Sui, I absolutely nailed that move there. The only problem was I didn't get a retest into my zone, into my buy zone at around 2.9. It stayed above 3, which were another supporting area here that I had marked out, and then when 25%, you know, I wanted that to come back down and retest at least the previous week's value area high and then do the 32% move. It never did. So a possible buy zone of Sui of around between 357 and 35. Possible retest of that zone in Sui. Start to build our long in here. Your stop's gonna have to be around this zone here. You could have a tighter stop, you could have it at the VPOC if you really wanted to, and a possible move of up to around $4.04. You know, I'm probably going to take some profit around that zone there. So that's going to be my new entry in Sui. I'll keep that on. My previous entry never played out, which is a shame, but you know, this is how it goes in this market. BTC now coming back down to retest this POC. Let's get Sui up. We might as well have a little look at Sui while we're at it. At some point I need to do an update of this. I'm going to show people what I see as well. Binance Futures. Let's get Sui up. I don't want to be on 5-minute chart either. I want to be on a larger chart. I want to be on the hourly. I want around 250 days. This is probably going to take a while to load. Hurry up and load in, man. Let's show people stuff. Once it's loaded, I'm going to show you what I can see in it. As of now, Sui is pulling back. This is going to be a new buy zone here in Sui. Yeah, I thought we were going to load up quicker than that. It's taking the mic, so we'll see what it does. USDT dominance. Trading below the value area low at the minute. You know, I'd expect it to potentially come and test 4.3 in USDT dominance. And then potentially sweep away again. So I am watching that closely. Any other coins that I can really see? Ave's another strong coin. It's a really good strong coin, Ave. It always outperforms. Let's have a little look at Ave. Monday. To 12 o'clock. And is that the previous week's? Let's have a little look here. No, that's the 26th of May. Let me just get rid of that 1 second. But if I'm being honest, I think I absolutely nailed that move as well, didn't I? Yeah, I did nail that move. It absolutely took off when I marked this move out here. That was on the 8th of May I marked that move out. And from there it's gone up. Oh, wow. Started marking it out here, holding above that. It's gone up 80% since that move. Absolute crazy moves in the market. Crazy moves in the market. So the value area highs here. Holding above that would be bullish again. Tuesday, Monday, 1 o'clock. Let's have a little look. 12 o'clock. You know, you can see how, you know, most of the time it sweeps below, reclaims, holds above, and then fires off. And that's all they keep doing. Most coins are doing exactly the same. Now let's see if Sui's Sui's loaded up. So I'll get my template out. Let's have a look at my template here. Right. I'm just going to go into the order flow settings right quick, because that needs to be 10,000. Might be a bit too much. 5,000. Yeah, no, 10,000's alright. 10,000. We'll go with 10,000. Right, okay. Let's maximise that a second. Right, so Sui. Loads of clusters of orders down here, which aligns up with what I've pointed out. The previous week's value area high is here at 3.5. Look at all the reds that are coming in at the minute. People selling because they know they've caught an absolute monster move and they're thinking, right, I'm taking profits. I'm not a moron, and I'm going to start to take some profits here. So a possible move back down towards here, which is a high volume area in here, and then a potential move off. So I'm looking for the bigger sells, and there ain't many up there, but there is some up around here. So that to come down into here where I pointed out, and to tag all this zone where you've got all the buys, that would be a perfect retest into that zone. So I'll be keeping my eye on that. BTC at the minute is having a little bit of a pullback to the VPOC. So yeah, don't be the guy that buys the top. Actually have a plan. You know, you can even get your fibs out and go from the move low to the move high to have a little look. If we go to BTC and have a little look at the extension, the fib extension. So 4 hour, I could probably use the daily if I'm being honest with you. But you know, from this move here, so from the swing low to the swing high, which is around here, let me get my, no, wrong one. Maybe is that the one? I've got that many, it's unreal. Golden zones. You know, you didn't even get the test back. I think it probably tested the 382. Going to settings. When it loads up, where's the 382? 361. Is it loading up? $361 in white. Why is it not loading up? It's not loading up, and I don't know why. Is that it there? No, no. It's not loading up, and I don't know why. going to the daily a minute. Let's have a little look at the daily while we're at it. We might as well. So, from the swing low right now to the swing high, it never even tested it really. It barely tested the 0.5 level. If we go from that swing low to where we are now, it did test the golden zone, but you wouldn't have caught that move just for the simple fact the fib didn't really show you that, and that's why I'm not too keen on the fib, if I'm being honest with you, because you can potentially miss these moves. So what about from that to that to that? Say that where you swing high, you swing low. You would have caught that one in the golden pocket right there, and then a move up. So if we delete that, go from the swing low, which will be here, to where we are now. Possible retest, it marks out with the value area low. So that would be a lovely move back down into there with BTC, you know, losing these zones, back into this area, and then a push off that way. So that's my take on BTC. It's had a heavy move at the minute, so you know these zones are probably going to be buy zone. If we start to lose that zone and reject, you know, all could happen with BTC. It just depends on what people want to do. You know, we're trading probabilities at the end of the day. We're not going to catch every single move. That's just the way the market goes. So yeah, I'm going to get off now, and I will do an updated video of the Atos. I'll do an updated video of my levels that I can see in the market, you know, how I see them, where I see them, and if I'm bullish, if I'm bearish, and you know, I'll show you what I can see. So yeah, like I said, I'm out of here now. Don't forget, I've got all the links in the description below. CWP, Slim's Bots, Buy Me a Coffee, all that good stuff. James's Baccarat Indicators. So yeah, I'm getting out of here, and I will catch you in the next one. Happy trading, guys.